Okay, so these circle door hangers are very popular right now, and this is my first time making one. But basically, you're going to take about halfway down and you're going to paint it one color, and then you leave a little strip in the middle, another color, and then you paint the top. So there's so many different ways. You can go into your Cricut design space and you will find so many templates for these circle signs. I mean, for $1.25 for the sign, and then use some vinyl. But I'm going to make a little 3D effect here with these ghosts from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to set them all around the bottom here, and then I am going to mark where they would overlap. And so right here, I'm just going to overlap just a little bit on that head, and I'm going to cut that part off. So I put these all around, and the funny thing is, did I forget where I put them? Absolutely. So take a picture of how you place them, so then when you're ready to place them back down, you'll remember exactly where you did. Now, I could have gone back through the video and looked, but then I just kind of changed it up. I ended up adding one more ghost to this. Now, you're thinking, well, how am I going to cut these? I don't have any fancy tools. These are so thin, you literally can cut them with scissors. That's all I did. And I was really surprised that they didn't like crack or splinter. They cut really easy. Just take your time, make sure you have sharp scissors, and that's it. And then I filled the little holes that you see at the top, because these are ornaments, just with some wood filler, and then I painted over them. So I'm going to paint the ghosts all white, and the background there is going to be black, and then the center is going to be white, and then the top is going to be black. Okay, while everything's drying, I'm going to go ahead and make a bow. So I grabbed 3 different ribbons here, and I'm going to just make a very simple bow. So you don't even need a bow maker. I'm just doing it because it really helps size-wise, because I want one big, one medium, and one small. And so this is just the easy way to measure it. So it looks like I have 3 different ribbons there. I have one from Dollar Tree, this one, and the bummer part is I didn't have any ribbon with ghosts on it. So if you're gonna buy supplies for this, get something with ghosts. That will be super cute. I must have 20 rolls of ribbon and somehow none with ghosts on it. I don't know how that's possible. So you know what I'm going to be doing when Halloween is over? I'm going to be buying some ghost ribbon. Okay, so now that I have all my bows there, I'm just going to pinch them all together. You could do each one individually, but this way I don't get a real bulky center by making them all individually and setting them on top of each other. So I will just make it all at the same time. And then I'm going to cut those tails down pretty short because we don't want it to cover the words. Now you'll see up there at the top it says Hey Boo. So I just literally went into Cricut Design Space and typed Hey Boo, and a bunch came up. And so that was the one I chose, and I'm going to add that down to the sign. Okay, now it's time for the ghost, and I'm telling you, I mean, how high end does this look? I mean, with the actual wood ghosts, you see how they don't really work now? Because I didn't go back and look it up. So I actually end up putting another little ghost head in that empty space. But this is such a great alternative when you really want to make it look high end with wood 3D effect. But if you don't want to use the wood, again, you could just use your Cricut and add the ghosts with vinyl. Now I'm going to replace the, the brown twine that was already in there with some of this also from Dollar General. Some of this twine that's black and white. It's absolute perfection. And then all I have to do is add that bow. And I hate to constantly say I'm obsessed, but I am obsessed. I just want to make a bunch of these now. I'm going to make a fall one because I'm going to have a fall video come out as well. And I'm going to make a fall one with maybe some of the acorns or the leaves that Dollar Tree has. You could get a bigger circle and really make, I don't know. I just think it was so easy to make, and I think it just looks so high end. And then I found a little mini wood ghost in my stash, so I added him down to the middle, and this project is done. Okay, I grabbed this book from Dollar Tree and then I just ran it under the sink just to get it really wet. And then I went in to my computer and I designed this in Canva, and yes, I will send it to you. And I ripped, I ripped two pieces out of the book before I wet it. And I printed out my design first so I would know exactly where it was going to print. And then I'm holding it up to the light so I get that page on there just like I like it. And I'm going to use a little bit of double stick tape, and then I'm going to run it through the printer so it prints it onto the book page. Okay, so here is what my book looks like after it's dried in the sun. And now drying it outside is also going to kind of yellow the book as well, because you're going to see how these pages are a little bit lighter. And but once I finish this project, I set it back out in the sun and it yellowed the pages. Now you can see the double stick tape runner that I used. I mean, it sticks it down because you really need the page to be stuck to the paper in order for it to go through the printer and, not come off the paper and whatnot. So you're going to be very careful removing it. Remember though, if you rip it, it's okay because this is supposed to look like an old book. So I'm going to take my glue stick and glue these down. Now I thought about it. I should say, I found something in Michael's that was this Raven book on a little stand, and I was like, ooh, I could make that. But you could also make this like a spell book. You could do art right onto the page, have the words in the background. Make this like a cool spell book, but I went with what I saw at Michael's, which was the Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, and made the book look like that. Now off to the side you can see one of those little kind of easel stands from Dollar Tree. Now I didn't paint it. I thought it kind of like matched with the wood, and then after I just thought this isn't like popping. So at this point, before you add the book to the stand, I would paint it black. But I didn't decide to do that until after the fact. Okay, so then I just taking some hot glue. You could also change the cover here too. I mean, you can't see it from the front. I was just trying to make a quick project. So once I glue it on there, like I said, I realized I need it in black. So I just used my black paint marker and colored the background of that. And I think it definitely made it pop. Go ahead and make it look a little bit more aged by crinkling the paper. Again, put it back out in the sun so it yellows the paper. So here you see the paint marker I used, and now it pops a lot more. There's so many possibilities with that book that you could make. Grab 2 rolls each of this orange, yellow, and white mesh from Dollar Tree, and then cut it at 8 inches. Then I'm just going to roll it up, and I'm going to take 2 of each color in each bundle. So 2 orange, 2 yellow, 2 white. And then I'm going to take half of a pipe cleaner, and I'm going to just wrap it around the center of this. And then I'm just going to make a whole bunch of those. Okay, so now I'm going to take one of the witch's hats. I traced out the top part onto some poster board, and I'm just going to glue and tape this down because we're going to put some fabric over this, and it's going to be, one, it's see-through, so you don't want to see the black wire frame behind it, and also it's going to be a lot easier to cover with this poster board on there. So I'm just gonna, like I said, hot glue it and then add tape over the top of that, and this is gonna make it really secure, but then we're also putting fabric around it, so this is not going anywhere. And then I grabbed this tea towel from Dollar Tree. So cute. At first I was like, I don't know what I can do with this. And then it fit absolutely perfectly. Right here I'm showing you on the poster board, you want to make sure that you have space at the bottom of the hat, because that's where we're going to put those mesh clumps. Clumps isn't a good word. Together. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the bottom down, and then I'm just going to cut around the excess fabric and glue it around the top of this wreath form. Okay, now it's time to add the bundles, not the clumps, but the bundles, I thought of the word, onto the wreath form. Now you can make this as full as you want. I used about 1.5 of the rolls, not all 2 full rolls. So if you used all two full rolls, that's hard to say, then you can make this even a little bit fuller. So just go ahead and add as many bundles as you like to the bottom here. You could add a bow to the tip if you like. I found these also at Dollar Tree, and I just thought they were so cute to add to the top there. And so I'm just going to slide it down in there, and then using some more of the pipe cleaners, I will add that around them just to keep that in place. You could also glue them in place as well. And that is it for this candy corn witch hat wreath form. It is so bright and fun. Okay, like I said, I have a ton of stuff. This isn't even all of it, but I kind of threw a pile together of stuff I thought I might be able to like group. All right, so this first project, I'm taking a tomato cage. I put a rubber band around the top, and then I used these lights and wrapped them around. You can see I used some painter's tape just to hold them in place. These lights are like 10 years old. They were in my oldest daughter's room a long time ago. And then I'm taking the creepy cloth from Dollar Tree and I'm just draping it along. I used 5 packages, and so in the end, it's not see-through once you get all 5 on there. Okay, and then I'm taking some of the chains, also from Dollar Tree, and I kind of hook them up here. The reason you're going to want to use creepy cloth is because you can, it's got holes in it, so it's easy to attach things. I just used my stapler and stapled some chenille stems onto the back of those skulls and added those down. Then I took some of that garland and put it on top, and I'm just putting all sorts of stuff on here. You can just use whatever you have, use your creativity, wherever you want. And then I add these spiders also from Dollar Tree onto this. And then I topped it off with a witch's hat, also from Dollar Tree. And this is what it looks like at night in the dark. It's so cute. I just absolutely love the way this turned out. And then I will also show it to you here in the daylight. This is such a quick project. You're going to take this candle stand from Dollar Tree, and then you're just going to glue this basket also from Dollar Tree to the top. I use some black E6000. You can use some black glue as well, hot glue as well. And then I just clip these spiders on, and now I have the cutest candy dish or whatever you want to use it for. Super, super easy. These are both clearance items from Joann's. I probably paid, let's see, $1.50. So I probably paid $3 for that. And then this raven or crow, whatever you want to call it, in the cage here, it was normally $5. So I probably paid $1 for it. Because usually after season, Joann's is usually about 80% off. And then using some Dixie Belle mineral chalk paint in Caviar, I went ahead and painted the whole frame of this in black. This is a new paint for me using, and I absolutely love it. It went on very silky and dried really quick. And then I just went to Cricut Design Space. I searched Raven, and this popped up, which was absolutely perfect for this project. And I just put this down at the bottom and glue that cage above it, and this sign looks so high-end. It looks like I bought it at the store. Definitely one of my favorites. And let's see, I made it for, what I say, $3 and $4. So I made this sign for about $4 plus paint and vinyl. I mean, that is really inexpensive. And again, I just love the way it turns out. And I'm really trying to use wood glue more because that is really going to give you the kind of adherence you want. Also, here is some ideas for items from Dollar Tree. So I painted this one black. You could put it down on this canvas. You could do some sort of saying this is like spider venom. These are some other wood signs from Dollar Tree. You could put a saying down at the bottom. This Happy Halloween. You can see, I just feel like it looks better when it's down on a sign than just like hanging by itself. This is one of my favorite projects. So again, from Joann's, I got these stems, and then I got these skulls from Michael's. I believe they're $4.99, and I got them 40% off. And this ribbon is from Dollar General. I believe I got it for 20 cents, 40 cents last year. And then this white, like frame, I guess, is from Michael's as well, and it was on clearance in their spring stuff, and I spray painted it black, and I knew right away it was going to look like a moon, and so that is why I purchased it. So I'm just going to cut these stems off. Now, if you really want to budget this, you can spray paint some eucalyptus from Dollar Tree all black as well. So I'm just going to arrange these how I like, and then I am going to zip tie them down. Now I really love these skulls. I wish I would have put that lower one a little bit higher, but you know, hindsight. So if you recreate this, you might want to do that. Okay, so again, like I said, I am just going to zip tie these all down and then add those skulls. If you have a Dollar General in your area, I tell you, you've got to go check it out because their items are still $1. And so you can save yourself. And a lot of times they have the exact same items as Dollar Tree, like the chain, the big skulls. A lot of it is the same. And again, you're going to save yourself some money. And then after the holiday, they are always on clearance. And I get some really cute ribbons that way. So I just made a very simple bow there, and then I'm adding that last stem at the bottom just to kind of cover up all my sticks and everything there. And then I'm going to add another bow here. I just thought, oh, let's add a little bit more. I make it a little bit smaller, but isn't that ribbon gorgeous? It's worth $2 even if you buy it full retail price. They also have the cutest decor. I can't tell you. I got this picture, like a canvas picture, and it's large. It was $12, and it has a skull or a skeleton like doing a peace sign. It's so cute. I love their decor. So I really hope you have a Dollar General in your area because you can get some of the cutest stuff. This is pretty much it for this project. I just absolutely love how it looks. It looks so good on my shelf here. I'm going to grab this sign from Dollar Tree and I'm going to paint the inside this violet color from Anita's, and then I'm going to paint the trim in black. Okay, then I'm going to grab some window clings here. Now, I can't remember if these are Dollar Tree. They may be Dollar General. And then I cut out 3 of them that I liked. There were so many cute ones. And I do not peel them off the back. I want them to have kind of that heavy paper behind them. I love cutting out things like this while I'm watching TV. Okay, so I'm just going to take these 3 guys. Look how cute they are. And I'm just going to use some 3D foam tape to put down in the middle because they do overlap on the edges there. And then add some double stick take my tape runner here to add down where it's going to hit those edges, and that's it. Another super simple project. I love this one. I love the color of that violet. That's one of my favorite Halloween colors. And again, I just think these three wizards are too cute. Okay, here is another project where I'm going to use as many things as I can from my stash. And it's all, I think it may all be Dollar Tree except for some of the ribbon. So I'm just cutting off a small piece right here, and if it's freaking you out that I'm cutting towards my hand, just know I'm using a slice tool where it is not metal blade, so while it cuts well, it doesn't cut you. Okay, so the reason I did that is just so that pool noodle can sit flat. So what are we making? We are making a centerpiece for your table, or you can put it along your mantle, whichever you like. So I just started cutting ribbon in 8-inch sections, or pieces I should say, and then dovetailing them. So for each one of these I usually use about 3 different ribbons, and then I kind of crisscross them. In this case here I think am I using 4? Anyhow, but I'm just using up some of my ribbons. Again, I love ribbon. I love ribbon and I love pattern paper. I have way too much of both. So I'm just going to use a half of a pipe cleaner there, and then I'm just gonna spread this out, make it look nice. I'm gonna cut down that pipe cleaner, and then your friend, your absolute friend in this project is going to be those floral pins, and you can get them from Dollar Tree. I ran out of them for this project, and I happened to be by Michael's, so I went into Michael's and got them, and they were $2 at Michael's, so it's not like it's extra expensive if you don't go to Dollar Tree. And then you could see there I was just adding one of their ornaments from Dollar Tree down, and this is how I got these skulls, is I just stapled down one of those pins and then also added hot glue. Again, another mesh that I got from Dollar General on clearance last year. I will use that as filler towards the end, and of course these are little pumpkins from Dollar Tree, and they already have kind of a hard stem there that just pokes right in. And see, I just add the little skull guy, and then I put ornaments under both its chin and back of its head, and this will keep it sitting upright. And now because I made this more as a centerpiece as opposed to a mantelpiece, I have the skulls going both directions, so no matter where you're sitting at the table, you'll be able to see it. So here's the fun part. Now I'm just filling in the space. I put those 3 skulls down, and then I'm just going to do a bunch of different ribbons and put them down. You don't even have to put a pipe cleaner around them. You can just go straight down with the pins if you want. What's some other things I use? So I used the mini ornaments, I used regular ornaments, those little stems from the pumpkins, and I'm just putting these down wherever. Oh, and I had the little silvery glitter skull heads, and I just poked toothpicks in them because they're styrofoam, so I poked those in, so that made them easy to stick down into the pool noodle. And that's it. I just keep going with all the different things, poking it in wherever I feel like it might need it. And then to get any kind of edges, especially down below, like the bottom part, I use that mesh to just fill in that spot. So I just keep doing that. I didn't show you the entire thing because I think you get the point, but this was such a fun way to use up items that I have left over and have no particular reason, idea that I was going to use them for. So fun fact, why was I wanting to use up as much supplies as I possibly could? And that is because I plan to move from the West Coast to the East Coast next year. And so I really am paring down as much as I can. I really want to move with as little as possible. So I was like, how can I, I don't want to just give this away or get rid of it. So how can I make something and just use as much as I have? So stay tuned. I may be doing some destashing. I will post it on the community page if I am, but as well, follow me over on Instagram where my name is dollar__mom, because I will be updating a little bit more over there. And this is how it turned out. I feel like this just doesn't do it justice. It is so much fun. I realize this is a little bit dark because I was trying to get it in good light. But anyhow, I think it's so fun and it's not scary. It's very fun. Even with skulls, it's very cutesy and it's so cute for my kitchen table, and nothing's glued down. So you could take things off of this, make it shorter, add to it, whatever you like. Greeting cards can be a pretty cool decoration. Like, look how cute this card is. It is 3D, it has glitter, it has a scalloped edge. You can put these in frames, but I could not believe how perfect it fit on this little block sign from Dollar Tree. And yes, this card is also from Dollar Tree. And so I'm just going to cut off the back side of this, and I'm not even sure how it could have been more perfect that it fits exactly, exactly on that board. And then you can kind of see the black through the scalloped parts. Now, because this particular card has like paper behind it, that's where you're getting some of that pattern. So I'm just going to take my double stick tape runner and set that back piece down. Most of the time your card fronts are just going to be a card front and you won't have this step. And then I just glue it onto that block sign, and that's it. And it stands up on its own. It's so cute. I mean, this card is the cutest. I've done this for other holidays. Sometimes you can cut pieces out of the card, but definitely check out the seasonal cards next time you're in Dollar Tree. I grabbed this velvet skull from Dollar Tree, as well as these velvet pumpkins from Dollar General. When I bought them at the beginning of the season, I didn't know exactly what I would use them for, but they were too beautiful not to buy. So I've come up with this very easy DIY. I'm just going to stack them on top of each other, and then I just felt like my skull needed a little something extra. So I grabbed these rhinestones out of my stash of scrapbook stuff. You can get these in the scrapbook section, card baking section of your craft store. And my camera was full and turned off, and so I missed the filming part of putting those rhinestones on. But they're just stickers, and I know that you can put them on however you like. So for the middle pumpkin here, I do have to take the stem off of it, and then just using one skewer here, I'm just going to press it right through. Everything here we're working with is styrofoam, and I just cut that stick down to size and stack all these together, and that's it. A super quick and easy DIY, but with a velvet look, it looks so high-end. I had 2 of these wreath forms left and this fabric from Dollar Tree. Now this is a full piece of fabric from Dollar Tree, and it just barely fits. So we are going to clip this down and make it, easier for it to stay. And then I'm going to add the other wreath form on top of it. So we're sandwiching this fabric with 2 of these wreath forms. And then after I do that, I'm going to go ahead and flip it over and then just start hot gluing that fabric to the form. Okay, now I'm going to secure the 2 wreath forms together. Now you want to use black zip ties if at all possible, because they're kind of undetected once you cut them down. Now at first here it's going to look like, oh, it's popping off and everything, but that is why you want to use these zip ties to get it nice and sturdy. Okay, if you saw my last video, I made a bow very similar to this. So I cut 18-inch strips, 3 different designs, and I cut 2 of each. I fold them in half and dovetail, and then here at the 3.5-inch mark, I pinch it, and then I'm going to put it in between my thumb and finger, and then I'm going to go ahead and do that with each one of the ribbons, and you just keep stacking them on top of each other. And then you'll see that stem there, or chenille stem. I guess it's not chenille because it is glittery. Pipe cleaner off to the side, so you can get those in the Halloween section. And I will put that around the middle, right where I've pinched everything. And then I'm just going to fluff this out. So you're going to fluff the tails out flat, and then you're going to fluff your ribbon part. I'm trying to think of the top part, the bow part. And then I will, this is going to go on top of our pumpkin. Now in hindsight, I probably would have made the tails longer. I wasn't, again, this is an evolving project. I wasn't exactly sure where I was going to go with it. So I did, I made shorter tails, which it looks fine, but I probably would make longer tails. I have this little sign in my stash. It's normally a 2-pack, but I'm going to use that one. And then these stems also from Dollar Tree. I'm going to add them to the top here. They're going to kind of be like, well, I guess, I mean, they're not really like leaves, but your little curlicues. And I will add those to it. I will add the little sign and the bow, and then this project's complete. You can see those little pumpkins off to the side. I thought those were really cute too. There's so much you can add. I feel like this would be really fun just to kind of go over the top with just different items. I only had those 3 little pumpkins, and I wasn't quite sure how I could fit them in with the big bow, but there's, again, lots of options. And again, I also recommend the black zip ties to zip tie everything down. Everything will be nice and sturdy. I just couldn't stop making projects, and I unfortunately didn't fully finish this project, but I still wanted to show you how far I got so that you could get an idea. So I'm just poking with some scissors some holes here in these Dollar Tree skulls, and then if you pinch it like that, you can just feed a zip tie right through, as you see here, and then you can just pop it back to make it, you know, back to the way it was. So I'm going to do that on all of those skulls. And then I'm going to take a broom handle from Dollar Tree as well, and I'm just going to zip tie them on. I use those bones also from Dollar Tree. You can see I have just zip tied them all along this. And then I'm going to grab myself a a pot also from Dollar Tree, and I'm adding one of these hands from Dollar Tree as well, and I'm going to use my E6000 as well as hot glue to get that instant adherence. Now I chose to leave this overnight before I spray painted it. So that I know that was staying on there. So the reason I didn't kind of get as far as I wanted is because then the next day it was crazy windy, and that's not good for spray painting. So I had to wait until almost nighttime to do it, and so I didn't really get to totally finish. But anyhow, I'm going to take a little bit of a pool noodle here and glue that down to the center of this, and then fill it with as much rocks as I can to give this weight so it doesn't fall down. And then I'm going to put that broom handle down into the pool noodle here, and so that will keep it nice and centered and hopefully not falling over. But I can tell you it has been 24 hours since I have put the broomstick down in there with everything on it, and it has stood up and not fallen over, so yay. And then I take this out and I spray paint it black, and this is how it turned out. There's so much more you could possibly add. I probably would have gone back to Dollar Tree and bought some more skulls and made it go all the way down. And then I also would probably put something down in the base as well to, you know, cover the rocks, and this is something you could put lights around as well, but I still think it was a really good start and I wanted to share it with you. Okay, so if you want to go more of a rustic route, maybe you don't want such bright, you know, candy corn decor, you can do something like this. So this little pumpkin sign from Dollar Tree is so cute on its own, but we're just going to upgrade it here. So I'm just taking some pattern paper and just marking it where each section, boy, my words, are, and then I'm just going to cut this down. So I'm going to use the yellow and then some orange paper and then some white paper, and just use some Mod Podge to adhere it down. I took off that buffalo check ribbon at the top and added my own pumpkin ribbon to the top, and then this project's complete. You could also put some brown paint or brown ink around the edges of the papers too, and that would age it even more. And then was an easy peasy project. You could do this with Halloween paper, you could do it with fall paper. It really has so many options. Okay, I could just die for these Halloween gnomes. So you've got the two ornament ones, and then you've got the picks here. And so I'm going to get them all ready here. Now, the pick ones are just styrofoam, so pulling the sticks out worked really easily. And then I'm going to line them all up, because what we're going to do is we're going to make a garland. And using some of this twine that I got at Dollar General, I'm going to go ahead and put them onto this string here. Now, I have no idea if I didn't hit record or the footage just like went away, but it's gone. So I just put this through the needle, and I added a black bead every so often, and I know that you can figure out how to sew them onto there. I just really pulled the needle through, and this is so cute. I've seen gnome garland at Michael's, and it's $20. This Dollar Tree charger is so nice. It's nice and thick, and it definitely screamed Halloween to me. So it's about 13 inches around, and then I measured into the middle there, and then I went over to Cricut Design Space and I typed in candy corn, and this came up, and I shrunk it down to size to make it fit right in the middle there. Now, do you ever learn like a tip, like, oh, this will make it so much easier, and then you forget the tip, and then midway through you're like, oh, that's right, there's a good hack for this. So first of all, I should have layered it first. I think if I had layered it first before sticking it down, that would have been easier, or at least I'm not sure. But anyhow, another trick too is to add parchment paper to the top, underneath, so that you can position it a little bit easier. Now, this white vinyl I'm using, I believe it's Oracle, and I have such a hard time with it. I really do like the HTV Ront better, which is what I used for this orange. I decided that it's easier to cut it into 3 pieces. It was way easier to layer it that way, and so I'm just eyeballing it. But again, that parchment paper hack would have been so much easier. If I can find that hack for you, I'll link it in the description. Again, I struggle with some of these layering things just because it's not something I do very often, and when I peel up the contact paper, it just seems like the pieces still want to come up with it, and I keep trying different contact paper, and then I don't know. Okay, so this ribbon from Dollar Tree, I thought it was solid, but it's not. It's this gorgeous meshy, like, glitter. I love it. I am really trying to use up stuff in my stash because I have way too much stuff. So I didn't buy any ribbon. So that yellow is kind of different, but I was like, I'm going to use stuff in my stash. And then I grabbed 2 of these picks from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to add them there to the bottom, and then I'm going to make kind of a crisscross bow down at the bottom, and then this project's complete. Whenever I hang these types of signs, I just put a command strip on the back and it makes them hang perfectly, but you could also make a hanger for it by putting some ribbon behind as well. I took this little box sign from Dollar Tree and I spray painted it black. And then using these two, gosh, I don't know what arches from Dollar Tree as well. I'm going to go ahead and glue them to the sign here. I'm going to use some black E6000 as well as some hot glue and I glue those to this box. This was a fun project because I didn't know where it was going. It was just, let's just do this and then add some of this, and so you'll kind of see it evolve on screen because yeah, I love projects like this where I kind of have an idea but really I don't. So like I said, I'm just gluing these two sides together and then it's a matter of filling our little box there. Okay, I'm just going to add a little piece of glue right here to keep those arches together. Okay, I grabbed that motion detection of skulls from Dollar Tree. It lights up as well. And then I'm adding some of the creepy cloth here from Dollar Tree into my little sign here, sign box. And then I'm going to decorate with these bats that this clip on. I'm clipping on two onto the arches and one right here on the front. And then you can cover the little clip with the spooky cloth, just like cover that. Also, I'm sorry I'm filming up and down. I didn't realize that, but I think you can see it okay. So then it was like, okay, what else can I do to this? And so then I grabbed some of the chains from Dollar Tree and cut it down. Those chains from Dollar Tree are really cool to add to any decor. So I just put that behind it. Now I decide, okay, let's put some lights on this. I got to take the skulls and the chains out. And I grabbed this little light thing from Dollar Tree as well. And I'm just going to set the box behind it. Now if you wanted to like glue this, a double stick tape, whatever, to the back, you could do that as well. And then I'm just going to string these lights through, and then that completes this project. Okay, I picked up this tin from the Dollar Tree and added some floral foam to it. And then I have these cute candy corn pumpkins also from Dollar Tree. And then the stems in the background, I don't believe they're from Dollar Tree. I think they're from the 99-cent store, but I know Dollar Tree has something similar. And then I had these candy corn stickers in my stash, but there's something you could probably pick up at any craft store, or you could make them on your Cricut as well. So I'm just going to put these along the side of our little cute pumpkin tin, and then all I have to do now is just add the stems to this, and then this, I absolutely adore this bouquet. It's just so bright and fun and cute. So now it's just time to cut the stems down to fit in there like I like, and then I'm going to go over into my stash because I found some more of those orangey leaves from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to add them in just to be filler so you can't see you know, the green foam or inside of the tin, and then just finish the bouquet like that. And then I had one more of these little candy corn picks left, so I'm going to add that right down into the center. And then from the wreath project, I had some of that tea towel left, and so I'm going to cut some strips of that and then tie it to the handle of the pail. You could add a bow if that's what you'd like, but since I had that material, I thought that would be really cute. So again, I am just going to make strips out of this and then just add it by tying it in just one knot around the pail handle. Okay, this is just a simple project of taking one of these styrofoam cones from Dollar Tree and just adding yarn. So just going to add a little bit of glue around the bottom part, and then I just start winding. It's probably a good idea to use glue every so often just to keep it in place. Now I didn't have white yarn, which amazes me. I did have white yarn, I should say, but it was like big fluffy yarn. And so I'm just using kind of an off-white one that I had in my stash. Again, I'm really trying to use up my stash. If you watched my craft room tour, I have a ridiculous amount of stuff, and it's just time to stop buying new stuff and using stuff I have. Of course, I still buy new stuff because a lot of this candy corn stuff is new this year, and I was just like, I have to buy it. Okay, so just again, you're going to wrap it around. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, and then once I go up about a third, I change it over to the orange, and then another third and change it over to the white. So these would be really cute if you made a couple of them, that if you did different sizes and use them kind of in the background of your decor. That would be really cute too. So we're just going to kind of make a little tag here. I'm using one of these little Dollar Tree pumpkins and a little wood piece that I had in my stash. I know Dollar Tree sells these now. I'm not sure if they have a hole in them or not, but this one does. And then just using some of the raffia from Dollar Tree, I'm going to add that to it. And then I didn't make the raffia that I threaded through this long enough, so I just end up gluing it down instead of tying it down. And then off to the right there, you see that raffia bow. Those are on so many of their fall decor pieces, and I usually take them off because I'm taking that project in another direction. And so I keep them, and I find myself reusing them all the time. So definitely don't throw those away. You'll probably use them. And then that's it for this project. Okay, so we are going to make a tomato cage wizard gnome. Okay, so I grabbed these two pieces of fabric from Joann's, and this one is going to be the body that you're seeing, and then the purple one on the floor will be his hat. Now, I made one of these for Christmas 3 years ago, and so I will link that video above right here if you want to see the Christmas one I made. I learned a couple things along the way with the Christmas one, so I was gonna, change this one up a little bit, and then I learned some things from this one that I would change up a bit. So I make the mistakes so that you don't have to. So anyhow, you can see here, I'm just covering the tomato cage. I don't measure, do anything fancy. I just cover it. So using my hot glue gun, I'm just going to put the fabric all the way around, and then I fold up where the seam will be just so it has a nice look to it. So this tomato cage actually had sat out for a while, and what I didn't show you was because the camera didn't catch it, was that I put a rubber band around the top there to make it that cone shape. But again, this tomato cage has been sitting outside for like 2 years, so it was a little wobbly. Hopefully you'll get one that's not too bad. Now a tomato cage, I got it at like Home Depot for like $2. Okay, so now that I got that, the whole tomato cage covered, now I'm going to take one of these mops. I actually prefer this one. That's the gray and white because we are making a wizard, and of course he's going to have a multicolored old beard. So you can see they're actually rounded at the bottom there. So I'm going to just take my scissors and cut all the loops. So now all of my pieces will be straight pieces. Once I do this, I'm going to go ahead and pull these out from the base there. It's super easy. These pull out like no problem. So you'll see here, I just get the halfway mark, and then I just pull a couple out. Once you pull a couple out, the rest just like practically fall out. Then I'm going to grab myself a bundle of them and kind of fold it in half, and that's all you got to do. Then I take a little short piece of the beard and just tie a little knot there at the center, and then this is way easier than the way I did it originally, where I put each individual string on there. This way I only did 2 of these, and it made a nice full beard and made it super easy, to put on. One thing you're going to want to do when you hot glue these on is reach your hand underneath the tomato cage up inside and then press it from both sides. So you're pressing it from the inside and the outside, and then that way you get a nice, a good adherence to the wizard. Okay, now I'm taking a styrofoam ball from Dollar Tree and using Ballet Pink from Waverly to cover it. Now I recommend grabbing a light pink sock from the sock section and covering it that way. It works so much better. And then I'm going to take a pool noodle here and cut it down, and I'm going to make arms. So this is where I did something different than the Christmas one. I also grabbed these skeleton gloves from Dollar General. And this is another thing I would switch up. They're too big. You really need to use like child-size gloves or mittens. So do that instead of these, unless you like the big looking hand thing. So I'm going to stuff the fingers, okay? And then this is going to go around the pool noodle. And then we're going to take that fabric, that's the body, and wrap the pool noodle. Okay, so here's the next step that you should do is don't keep that top part. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. What you're going to want to do is cut the top part at an angle. Cut a triangle out of the top part. So when you attach it to the body, it makes it like come out of the body, because the way I do it here, it kind of comes out of the hat and it looks so weird because your arms wouldn't come out of a hat. So I do go back and cut it down. So later on in the video, you will see how I ended up having to cut it, but I cut it after the fact. So you want to cut it at this point. So you'll see what I ended up doing. And a lot of times projects like these, I just kind of go for it and think, what could I do? What could I do here? So like you see here, I'm just covering the pool noodle with the fabric. And then I'm going to put the glove over the top and also glue that down. Okay, so now I'm going to take that nose there, add a bunch of hot glue, and stick it down in the center there. And like I said earlier, you're going to want to push it from the other side. Now, what I'm also going to use is the floral pins. Okay, these are amazing, and I'm going to put one up there behind the nose, and this is just going to give it extra security. My other nose that I made on my other gnome, it does get kind of droopy because glue is just not quite enough. And then this is going to also secure those arms really well. So as you can see here, doesn't it look funny the way it's flat at the top? At this point you think I would have been like, this isn't gonna work, but I thought maybe when I put the hat on it, it would kind of cover those arms and it wouldn't look funky, but it did. Okay, so now to use the fabric for the hat. So previously, you didn't have to put that body fabric all the way up. I just find it easier because you're not messing with getting it in the right position. Okay, so I'm just, again, there's no measurements here. I'm just playing it by ear, and I'm going to put this down so that it just barely pops over the nose. And then I'm going to go back and make a brim to his hat. So that way this part doesn't have to be as perfect. So I'm just going to, fit it on there. I use some little clips just to kind of clip it in place so I can see how much. And then I'm just going to cut off the excess fabric and then glue this down. Okay, now I'm going to make the brim of the hat, and I just fold it in thirds and measure it here against my cutting mat. And then I'm going to just take my little mini iron here, of course you can use a regular one, and iron it down so it has nice crisp edges there. And then now I'm just going to fold or wrap this around the hat, and this is just going to be like the brim. And so this is going to be one that I just kind of place a little bit better and just glue this down as well. Okay, so here you can see why the arms are funky. They're coming out of the hat, and there's just something weird about it. So I went back, I popped them off, and I cut it at this angle here. So this is what you're going to want to do in the beginning. And now I'm going to make them come out like this, and this makes a lot more sense. But you can see how those gloves are pretty dang big. So again, I recommend kid gloves. Okay, now I'm going to decorate the hat, and I have this pick from Dollar Tree as well as that pumpkin pick. And I'm going to go ahead and like intertwine them here. I'm going to take the pumpkins off, and then I'm going to add them to that first pick, and then this I'm going to stick down into the top of the hat. So here you can see that. And then I just grabbed the stick that I had left from the stem there, and I wrapped a black pipe cleaner around it to make him a wand. And then I glued that wand here into his hand. And then when I was decorating him, I had him holding a potion bottle, or then this other one I had him holding some spell books, all from Dollar Tree. He really did turn out close to my vision, and I adore him. What should we name him? I hope you enjoyed all of this Halloween inspiration, and until next time, happy crafting.